Hello everyone, and welcome back to my journey of seeing how long it really takes to learn Japanese from scratch. For anyone new, I will be documenting the ups and downs throughout this journey, so make sure to subscribe in order to stick along with the journey ahead. So far, in 44 hours and 9 minutes, I've learned around 30 to 40 kanji and can understand a small handful of beginner vocabulary, basically mastered hiragana and closing in on katakana. And lastly, I've started working on my much needed grammar skills thanks to the advice of Rico Lass. So without further ado, let's get this week's recap started. Welcome to everyone's favorite time of the week, where we get to judge yours truly on how much he gets done and how productive he is each week. How exciting. Oh, and before I forget, happy holidays to all of you. I hope it went well and you all got what you wanted. Now, with that being said, I admit this week was a little lackluster for me in terms of study time. As you can see, Monday had 10 minutes of kanji, Tuesday had 40 minutes of kanji, Wednesday had 41 minutes of kanji and 30 minutes of reading, Thursday had 42 minutes of kanji and 57 minutes of hiragana and katakana, Friday had 5 minutes of kanji and 16 minutes of grammar, Saturday had 18 minutes of kanji, 15 minutes of grammar, and 38 minutes of hiragana and katakana. Sunday, I did not spend any time studying Japanese. Funnily enough, I did actually get Japanese food on Sunday though, and yes, it was good. Now, all this amounts to 5 hours and 12 minutes, which brings our total to 49 hours and 21 minutes. And I got no one to blame but myself when it comes to not studying enough. I was busy making excuses, however, I still did manage to get some study time in at least. It definitely could have been a lot better, and I'm not going to use the holidays as an excuse. I simply wasn't doing the work that needed to be done, that's all. On the bright side, however, I was able to hit the books a little harder on Saturday, and was able to practice more towards hitting those goals I set last week. Speaking of which, let's head on to the next chapter. So last week, the two goals I set for myself were to be able to write the katakana characters in the correct stroke order from memory, and to write my first 20 kanji along with the meaning from memory as well. Unfortunately, I fell short of hitting my goals this week, as I just didn't spend enough time working towards them. The best I was able to do was about 30 out of the 46 katakana characters, and 14 out of the 20 kanji characters, as there were some that I just messed up the stroke order on or straight up forgot. I thought I'd be able to pull it off last minute, but what everyone soon comes to find out is that sometimes the last minute just isn't enough time to do what needs to be done. Speaking of waiting until the last minute, let's head on to the next chapter and indulge that thought some more. So, I wanted to talk for a little bit about procrastination and putting things off. For me, it's always been a lingering problem, and the worst part about it is you usually don't realize how much you've been putting something off until it's too late. A prime example of what happened with me this week: I kept putting off my studying, knowing full well I had set goals that I was determined to hit, and now I have to accept the fact that regardless of what I wanted to be done, it wasn't. I think it's important to constantly remind yourself of how it is you want the outcome to be of any given endeavor. Without this constant reminder, you're sure to get distracted and forget until it's too late, and you rinse and repeat the cycle. Now, I still haven't found a surefire way to completely prevent it from happening, but I have found that writing down what I'm trying to do certainly helps me stay on track. Then when I look back and read it, I'm instantly reminded, which helps make these bouts of distraction shorter in length. And with this chapter, we'll be bringing this week's episode to a close. I know, it's unfortunate. Last week was a little short. This week's gonna be kind of a little short, but I've been sick recently, so, I just don't want to push my voice too much, because then no one's going to want to listen to me talk. But we're not going to finish until we talk about goals. Given that I'm currently 2 out of 4 with the goals I've set, I think we are definitely in need of a big win here. That's why I'll be going for the same goals again, that being writing every katakana character from memory with correct stroke order, and my first 20 kanji from memory as well. However, to make this harder, I will not only be adding the next 10 kanji onto the second challenge, I will be attempting to write a 5-sentence paragraph in Japanese, and the topic will be, a summer day in the city. How about that? I know you're probably thinking, wow, a whole paragraph, that's so hard. And to you, I say that is correct. As someone who just started grammar a few days ago and barely knows any words, let alone the correct particles to use in various sentences, this will by far be the most difficult challenge I've had yet. And with that, I'll end this episode off on a quote. And I'm not sure if anyone else has said it, so sorry if it's stolen. Nevertheless, don't be afraid to push when you feel resistance, as more often than not, the things we want the most tend to give us the hardest fight in order to test our resolve. With that, goodbye and good luck.